There's been a disturbance in the force. Rumor has it that Lucasfilm is putting all future Star Wars stories on hold. I'm Tom Jorgensen, this is David Griffin. We're here to talk about whether or not that's the right thing for the franchise. So David, what do you think? Is this the right move?
I think it's the right move. I think Lucasfilm needs to take a step back, look at what they have, think about what they want to do for the future outside of the new trilogies that they're planning within the space opera story that they're telling, and just like kind of say, okay, if we want to go to the past, what are the most important stories? What good stories do we have to tell? And then go from there instead of feeling like rushed to put them out so we have a new Star Wars movie every year.
I disagree with you a little bit.
Okay.
I was actually liking these Star Wars stories, these kind of new looks at pieces from the lore that we've never really gotten to see. I was really looking forward to the rumored Obi-Wan movie with Ewan McGregor coming back, and then James Mangold, director of Logan, being announced, well, not officially announced, and we'll get to that, for the Boba Fett spinoff. I thought those were really kind of cool ideas, and I would have liked to have seen them, and it seemed like they were starting to find their footing with Solo. I kind of disagree. I ended up liking Solo a lot more than other people, I think. And so I was excited to see them sort of working the kinks out of the Star Wars stories and seeing what worked and what didn't. And, 2 movies, I don't know if that's long enough to be able to exactly get it right. So I was ready for it.
Right, I kind of like the old Star Wars approach, how they used to do a movie every 3 years, at least in terms of like when there was a trilogy run. They do like 77, 80, 83, 99, 2002, 2005.
Yeah.
It kind of felt more like an event. Now, it doesn't make the movies good. Just because you wait 3 years in between movies doesn't mean it's going to be a good thing. But in the age of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where we expect 1 to 2 to 3 movies a year, I think they can take a step back and take their time, kind of build up some anticipation, redo their playbook a little bit, if you will.
Yeah, and the important thing to note here, as we mentioned earlier, is that these films were never actually officially announced by Lucasfilm. They were rumored and they were written up in the trades as these are definitely coming, but until you see it on StarWars.com, until you see Kathleen Kennedy come out and announce it, these are not technically like real movies. So I think that people that are sort of jumping on this as being the result of fan backlash. Obviously, we've had so much news recently about this Backlash, Kelly Marie Tran being basically forced off of Instagram. There's now a campaign to remake The Last Jedi from fans, which is just like, I think these fans are starting to think that they are really making these quantum pushes to the franchise that are really affecting the trajectory of it. And in reality, I don't think that's the case. I think it's box office. What do you think about that?
I agree, Tom. I think it's just numbers. They're noticing a drop, especially with Solo. It had a kind of, I hate saying a low opening, because I love Ron Howard came out, the director of Solo came out and said, it's my biggest opening I've ever had. I'm sure a lot of movies would love to have a bad $100 million plus opening on a weekend, but for Star Wars numbers, they're going for the billion worldwide. And in the worldwide box office, Solo is not doing well right now. So I think it's smart. It's a business move. It's like, look, it's a business, but it can also be a good creative move too. How can we reach as many people as possible, which is something Star Wars, The Force Awakens did well, Last Jedi not as well, but still did really well. How can we have that same audience reaction in these kind of standalone films? And to be fair, I'm like you. I want a Darth Maul movie. I want a Yoda movie. I want more standalone films. I really do. But I'm okay with them taking a break for now.
Yeah, and of course, this does not affect the officially announced films from the Game of Thrones showrunners and Rian Johnson's new trilogy. So we're still gonna get those. It's just these Star Wars stories that we're not sure if we're gonna see. But we wanna know what you guys think of this. Are you bummed that we're not gonna get these Star Wars stories? Are you excited that they're taking time to kind of figure things out and sort of readjust, course correct? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to check out our review of Solo: A Star Wars Story. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.